Well, let's go on to Super Rugby. You've had a stop-start career, if you like, for Super Rugby with the Crusaders, mainly because of injury, isn't it? You've looked so promising and then at the wrong time hit by something that's knocked you over.
Yeah, it's been frustrating, I suppose, is the best word to describe it. The injuries coming when you sort of want to be playing Super Rugby and putting your hand up at that level. So that's been frustrating in that aspect, that I had had to have a shoulder surgery in start of 2011, so I missed half a season then. And then last year did all the grind of pre-season, the long pre-season, and then 2 days before our last pre-season game I prolapsed a disc in my back, so I had to get an operation on that, and that put me out for the whole season. So I guess it's just the nature of the beast of rugby, but it has been a frustrating process in terms of Super Rugby, because sort of feel like you establish yourself as a first-class player in the ITM Cup, and you want to take that next step in your career and start trying to get regular appearances for a super side and put your hand up to try and live that dream of becoming an All Black, but injury takes it away from you. But there's a lot more worse stories than mine, and you just got to try do your rehab when it happens to you and get back on the field. So hopefully this Highlanders experience is a lot more enjoyable.
Well, how did that conversation come about? Because obviously you'd have looked maybe going back to the Crusaders, but ended up here. So tell us how that all panned out for you.
Yeah, Jamie approached me towards the end of Super season last year, and obviously knew about my injury, and but expressed an interest in seeing whether I was interested in coming down. And for me, I looked at it as potentially probably a good opportunity for me to try force a bit more game time, and saw that the Crusaders guys had overtaken me, and maybe I was just going to be a stopgap, and felt that I might not be able to get the opportunity that I would have here. So went through the process with Jamie and came down and had a look, and was really like what I saw, and really like what I heard from him, and yeah, that's pretty much how it came about.
As what? You're a lock, a number 8. I mean, your versatility is a strength, but sometimes it can cost you.
Yeah.
What would you like to be?
Lock is the position I'm sort of focusing on, but I can cover 6 is probably where I'm looking at now, but mainly lock. Yeah. So yeah, I've been contracted as a lock that can cover 6. Yeah.
Right. Okay, so you feel you can contest a starting berth here. That's basically it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's tough wherever you go in New Zealand. It's the quality of players are fantastic, but you've always got to believe in yourself and your ability. And I just got to keep training hard and putting my hand up. And if I get an opportunity, just trying to take it. That's the biggest thing for me. The locks that I've got here are obviously world class. Brad, Jared and Josh are all seasoned sort of vets in terms of Super Rugby, and I've got not nearly half the experience, but you just got to take your chance if I get an opportunity, and if it comes from injury or whether it's form or whatever, it's just wanting to take it. So yeah, I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but I'd like to always. You've got to try contest for a starting spot for sure.
Let's talk about the social side, if you like. Who you're flatting with here, and how is life in Dunedin settling down?
I actually started flatting with Fumiaki at the Manor, and then I've now moved in with...
Did you not speak Japanese?
No, Tumami, his partner, came over from Japan, so I moved out, I shipped out, and although I did love her sushi and her teriyaki chicken was amazing, I moved in with Hardy, John Hardy, whose teriyaki chicken is nowhere near as good.
Cooking's gone downhill, isn't it?
But his punting tips aren't so bad, so he'll do. But yeah, so living with John Hardy at the moment, and my partner Courtney, she's coming down in February, so we'll get our place together, and John will get the boot, and it'll just be me and her. So, but Dunedin, loving it. It's a cool little town, little city, I should say. A lot smaller than Christchurch, so it only takes 5-10 minutes to get anywhere rather than half an hour, which is nice. But yeah, haven't had too many cold days yet, which is nice being from Blenheim. So we've had some quite nice heat. So it's good. I'm really enjoying it.
I wanted to talk to you about Quinton McDonald. You mentioned him earlier, but it's a long time friendship, isn't it? And flatmates and rugby together. Great bond.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty cool, and it's something that we talked about it before we finished up ITM Cup actually, that ever since we'd left school we'd played in the same teams together, and that's 5 years ago, 6 years ago since we've left school. So it's a long time that we've been playing in the same sort of ITM Cup team and Super Rugby side. So it's going to be strange when we come up against the Blues. But yeah, it is one of those special relationships that we're pretty lucky to have had, and still having, obviously. But to play with your mate right through first 15, then into semi-professional rugby, then into professional rugby is something pretty cool. And yeah, it's going to be weird not living with him this year, first time in a long time. So the old mate's going to be missed, but I'm sure he's enjoying his lattes and that sort of thing up in Auckland. So. But yeah, I picked up another mate actually, Cade Puki, who obviously played a bit with us and flattered with us in Tasman as well, and with the Crusaders before he came down here. So back with one of the old firm. So yeah, we lose Quinton, pick up Cade, so it's not too bad.
What about work outside of rugby? Have you had because you've come at a time where professional rugby was well ensconced by the time you got to your leaving school. Have you had another job? Have you had a career path?
Not as such. I did a bit of work, sort of part-time work at Nelson College out of school, helping out the kids there, doing some teacher aiding work, and also did some RDO work for the Tasman Rugby Union and Blenheim and Nelson. So that's about as much as I've sort of done.
Another great here at sort of helping you develop other skills and look at options in case rugby doesn't work out. Yeah. What sort of thing would you like to do?
I'm actually quite interested in media, whether it be film, TV or radio. I'd love to get in the mix with that, whether it be on Radio Sport just talking scoop, or at the cricket talking scoop with those boys would be great. But something like that, or I've got a real interest in, I've been doing some work with the police over the last 2 years in Christchurch, so we're heading down that path maybe. But I also enjoy the coaching side of things as well, and the management. So whether I head down that later on and get back into the RDO work, or head into the team stuff with a management role or a coaching role, I'm not too sure yet. So.
Just good to have those choices, isn't it?
Yeah, just in terms of what I'm doing outside of that, it's probably just more the police stuff is what I've been focusing on, and getting out and about with them and seeing if that's a path that I want to go down. So. Yeah.
I know it's a very good rugby cliche, but you can only look one season at a time. You've been through this experience, injuries, etc., where that's about as far as you can see.
That's right. Contracts are usually 1 or 2 years. So yeah, you've got to make sure that you're doing those little things off the field to try and help yourself if something, touch wood, does happen.
Are you here for 2 years?
Yeah, I'm here for this season and next season.
And back with the markers in between.
Yeah, so hopefully it can last a little bit longer, and
What about when you're not playing rugby? How do you entertain yourself? Punting, obviously. Yeah,
I enjoy the odd punt. I'm not a big punter. I'm sort of just getting into it, just dabbling in it. But I enjoy playing a bit of golf. I'm getting into surfing, paddleboarding. I'm a big fan of cricket, so if there's a test match on, I'll find myself in front of the box, or Uni Oval. I think the
great venue.
Yeah, the English are coming here, so I might get in the mix with the Barmy Army and do a bit of that. But other than that, enjoy the odd cafe and a coffee. But no, I'm a pretty relaxed sort of guy. Music's I enjoy music, but that's about it really.
So overall, a very exciting adventure for you. Complete new change of scenery and a new start.
It has been. The old saying, change is sometimes as good as a holiday. So it's been an exciting sort of 5 weeks of pre-season so far. It's all new and feel pretty refreshed. And refreshed mentally in terms of the training, not so much physically because it's been that hard, but it's made me feel welcome right from the word go. So it's been easy to fit in, and which is a credit to the culture that I've got here, which is great.